So, we all know that Ghidorah is Godzilla's eternal rival. And Mothra is the on again, off again ally, even more. But who is Gamera's rival? Well, in this case, it is a mother effer named Gyaos, a bat. In Gamera vs. Gyaos, unusual volcanic activity in Japan awakens Gyaos, a bloodthirsty flying monster with the power to slice things in half with an ultrasonic ray. While scientists in the military scramble to devise a way to stop this new threat, a young boy forms an alliance with Gamera, a monster no one else seems to trust. Boy, doesn't that seem to be one of the more ongoing motifs. Uh, this one is interesting. This one was the more mature, because the previous one, Barugan, underperformed. It was eventually said, okay, we're going to get the previous director to come in and have him. Because last time he was a special effects director, now he's the actual director. And he was given a bigger budget, but it still seemed to be like a Class B movie, and I'm just like, whatever. This movie is more of a special effects thrill ride. We've got another kid returning to the front to try and be like the voice of reason as to why Gamera should be trusted. But yet we also have this idea of this freeway that is going to be overtaking like this rural Japanese what was that? Village, which is partially part of a Sanrizuki dilemma or something I think it's called, where a bunch of film farmers and rural village people we're trying to go around like an airport or something in Japan to prevent like a freeway being built, how it would like ruin the local economy and things like that. It's there in Wikipedia. So that was integrated, and it's there. It's there enough, but it ultimately just it's it's central to Japan, so we get some it's more teaching children about like the right and wrong of certain things. So I guess it's make of that what you will with the central theme going on. Yeah. We get some more Gamera. The previous one barely had a minute. We get maybe like 5 minutes more, which is fine. I like it. I would rather have some combat going on. Gyaos again steals the show. He is the villain in this one because we get to see him shoot what can be described as like a ray or a death beam or something like that that can easily cleave. Let's see. Cleaves tanks, airplanes, a car, which I'll get to in a little bit, and just stuff in general. I'm like, this is one vile thing. This is one vile bat. So then we also get to see him like he has two throats for whatever reason, because it's like they show his skeleton, as like bat wings, but he's also got like two spines or something like there that kind of connect up to where his head is, and it's like yes, and he can't turn his head, so he just flies around real awkwardly. Like if I were to take this remote, it's like like that. So it's very interesting to see a flight where it's less, I guess, bat-like and just more kind of a prop, which is like, yeah, whatever. We get to at least see something interesting. Plus, he terrorizes a city, and atop his head, right here, blue for green for hungry, red for pain. That was interesting to see. So we get another interesting monster, and this would become the monster that's throughout the Showa and Heisei series. Hell, even in the anime that was released a year or two ago. So, but yeah, this is 100% special effects. There are some really, really good special effects right here. Because the humans in this, they're not that great. I'm sorry that maybe this bumbling comedic duo who are looking for milk or whatever because they're very thirsty. But other than that, the same guy with the little Elvis pompadour who returns, where he was good in the, he was fine in the last one, but here he's barely there. Kid's there. There's also this female. I'm like, okay, I really don't care about these human characters. I like to see, I guess. I mean, it's like they're okay at the beginning and they get cast aside for the special effects. So it's just like, my personal favorite is just like, WTF was that? Where straight out of something James Bond related. It's like we get to see the an airplane in the beginning that gets cleaved in half from one of the beams. That I can understand. But when they're going down, when this Toyota car is going down the road, it gets cleaved. But yet we can still see the inside. We see half of it completely intact, and the other half like not exactly split in half, but like parts of it are shown that's still operational. It says, "Hey, get over here. That way you can still jump." I'm like, that has got to be one of the most ludicrous scenes that I've ever seen of a portion of a car that got cleaved, but it's still working. I'm like, what? I mean, I can forgive most of that. I think I'll probably post some pictures of that. That was just something else. I'm like, just for that scene alone, I gotta give this movie a point just for the sheer hilarity of that. And it's like we get some great monster action, which I'm very grateful for. When the monsters do fight, it's like there's a little bit going on. There's like variety. There's water. There's aerial combat. I mean, there's even a freaking volcano. But we get to see Gamera hanging on for dear life on Gyaos as he's trying to fly away because he can kind of hear the kid kind of cheering him on. So, but yeah, towards the end when he gets down and dirty, it's like there's bleeding, there's scratches, there's a rock being thrown. You just gotta see it for yourself. I enjoyed it. It's like a wrestling match, okay? It appeals to my inner 6-year-old to be able to say, ooh, giant monsters fighting. Where the actual one is not. This is surprisingly more violent than most Godzilla movies. I just said that. So yeah, some trivia. Wikipedia, it stated like in order to make the close-ups of Gamera's various pieces, it's like 3 people would have to operate the foot. They would have to spend like $33 or $300 and making the resin, things like that, and Gyaos's beams that would fly would what was that, 3,500 yen, so maybe like $35 nowadays for each composite shot. They had to just it was like work with like the puppeteers and everything to get it to work. So it's like, I like this. I mean, heck, even Ishiro Honda actually sent a card congratulating the screenwriter, whose name eludes me at this point. Not that it really matters that much, but it's just like, it was just interesting to see the it's like, it's like, yeah, they were box office rivals, but that doesn't mean that, hey, a director can't send a Christmas card to someone. So yeah. What else? It's like, they included the newspaper scene. They included like the military, which is like it's there because of Raymond Burr in doing the first English version of Godzilla. So yeah. How do I feel about this one? I like this one for the special effects. Special effects are great. Some of them are a little dated. You can tell obviously what's a puppet. You can see the string, but with all the missiles firing, all the monster action going on, and it being a return to form, just enough for kids, but again, some adults can still watch it too. I would say it is just as good as Barugan. You know, it's like I want to alter my score Barugan to like I don't know a 6 or 7. This one's also like a 6 or 7. So yeah, watch Gamera versus Gyaos.